Hello, and we are live with Transformation Tara from the Transformation Business and Life Coaching Tribe, and I'm here with an amazing client success story, Tory Muck. Tory, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Tara. I'm
Tory,
excited to do this. Yeah.
Yeah, Tory has a lot to share and so many insights that anyone watching can really gain insight, gain like tools in how to make a change in your own life. So Tory went from stressed out, hardworking corporate individual to now having her own purpose-driven business that I think that she loves. So I will and created more freedom, fulfillment, and fun in her life. So how did she do it though? How is this possible? Anyone watching, like, how can you make dramatic shifts in your life to really follow your heart and create the business and life you dream of? So Tory, tell us just the truth and where you were at when we first started working together. And I think it was just over 2 years ago.
Right. Yeah. About 2 years ago in April, I started your program. You used to have a 90-day transformation program back then. And I found you online. And at the time, I was working my corporate job. And just really, I felt like a hamster on the wheel. I didn't know which direction I wanted to go. I knew that there was something more out there, but I had no idea how to change that, what to do, how to get away from that. I felt like, this is it. This is what everybody does. This is what my family does. This is what my friends have always done.
Yeah.
You go to college, you get that job, and you work until you retire. But I always, for even like the last 7-8 years, I had that internal like pull, like there's more out there. There's more out there. But I didn't have the courage. I didn't have the knowledge to make the jump. So I really was struggling.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, I have all these ideas and these things that I could do, but how do you actually really make that happen? And is it a viable, choice? Is it a viable decision to turn this idea into a business? And what is that going to be? So let me just ask for viewers, because I know the answer to this, but at the time, did you know what else you wanted to do with your life or for a career?
No, I really didn't. I mean, I had always been a very organized person. I love decorating, all of that kind of stuff, but I didn't have the framework to set that plan in motion. So when I took your 90-day course, it was like it gave me the clarity, and like within a matter of, I think, the first 2 weeks, it just hit me like hard, doing all the work, all of the little like homework steps that you gave us. It made it so much more clear and what my purpose was and how to get from point A to point B.
Yeah, I think so. What are you doing now, by the way? I don't think people might
Yes.
people
So
might
now
know.
I have my own decluttering, organizing, and decorating business. So
And so amazing that you've been in business now on your own about a year.
about a year. Yes.
About a
Yes.
year. And at the time that you came, you had no idea what you really wanted to do, just that you thought there was something more out there and you were called to take a step to action. And I think
Right.
that's one of the hardest places for people to be at when they don't have clarity, rather than realizing, like, if you get into a program like a transformation coaching program or a mastermind, you actually find that clarity. But people think they have
Mhm.
to figure it out and be ready to take the step first. I just
Right.
want to really applaud you that you didn't know when it was going to happen, what was going to happen, how it was going to happen. You just knew. So what
Yeah.
was the real like push that pushed you over the edge to say, I'm going to do, because it's a scary investment to get in
Mhm.
a program and invest in yourself. I mean, it's something we're not always taught to do, sadly enough, although I think it's the
Mhm.
best investment in life when you
Right.
actually, invest in yourself. Like, it's the biggest payback ever to have a happier, more fulfilled life. But how did you get yourself to do that? Like, what was the push or the turning point?
I just knew that I couldn't keep going. I didn't want to keep being numb and not enjoying life because, as you get older, I think it's even more prevalent because you're like, there, this is just such a waste of time. I have so much more to give and so much more to do. And I don't want to be stuck in an unfulfilled role. So it was like I couldn't take it anymore. And
Yeah.
having somebody that has been there, done that, and is able to guide me through is really the catalyst that helped me to be like, okay, I can do this now. I've got somebody kind of there holding my hand, and giving me that tough love when I need it. Like, get out of your own
Tough
way.
love.
Yeah.
Me? Me tough love.
Yes, yes. And just really helping to guide me along the way. And so into that next step, whatever that may be.
Yeah, no, I made a joke, but I think that is true. Like we can go so much further with support and guidance than we can on our
Mhm.
own. We are so much stronger with support. And it does take tough love, someone other than your friend or family, because they're not going to ever see the potential or the possibilities that are out there for you. Like the person that even loves you the most, they're not there for you in the same way to hold you accountable, to show
Right.
you where you might be getting in your own way. And it is tough. It's tough to look at
Mhm.
um, where your ways of thinking aren't serving you.
Mhm.
That
Yeah,
kind of speaks.
and I really didn't know what I didn't know at that point either. There's way more to it than you ever imagine. Your mindset. I had never really done the mindset work that I've done now within the last couple of years. Just not that in itself is huge. And even just having the tools to understand and overcome all of those negative voices in our own head, getting in our own way and how to overcome that, or even having the support of you and your team to overcome those hurdles and move forward.
How has that, like, what do you mean by mindset work, and or how has that impacted you, maybe even in other areas of your life?
Just, turning those negative little voices into a positive, or even like some of your yoga retreats, your even being involved in meditation. I've read so many books and listened to so many podcasts and self-help um, books in the past couple of years that I would have never been aware of had I not, again, been part of this program.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
just,
go
yeah,
ahead.
and really, making sure that I'm getting out of my own way and knowing that I'm worth this investment. I can do this. You can do whatever you put your mind to. You just have to be open and willing to do that.
So, speaking of that, I'm
Mhm.
totally putting you on the spot right now,
Yes.
but what do you think was the most challenging? Like, was there a part of the program that was hard, um, emotionally or mentally, or in starting your business or leaving, like, or just whatever it is? What was one of the biggest challenges that you had to overcome?
Leaving a steady paycheck,
Yeah.
because for 25 plus years that sucker was rolling in every 2 weeks, and just being in control of my destiny, being in control of what is my bank account going to look like. And I'm in charge of that. So I have to get out there and hustle and make it happen. So that was the scariest, that comfort zone that I had known forever and ever, and just not being in that same zone anymore.
Very honestly, do you think that you would have been able to do that or would have done that without being in a program with me or with our tribe?
Absolutely not. Like I said, I had left several jobs, changed jobs, probably 3 or 4 times before I had jumped on your program, just because I was lost. I was so unfulfilled, but I didn't know how to get past that. I just thought, oh, if I go to a different company, a different role, it'll be so much better. Well, within a matter of a few months, I was right back to the same old, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I'm the hamster on the wheel again. So no, I would have never been able to make those strides.
I find that's what people do. They make lateral changes that aren't really major shifts in their life because they feel safer, but they still feel like I'm making a change. I get a little bit something better that I want, you know. We do this in
Right.
our relationships, we do this in our careers, we do this in places
Mhm.
to live, and we find ourselves in a really like the same scenario. Maybe there's an extra week of vacation or something a little different, but there's different challenges rather than really like the big change, like the really following your heart. And that's where I just don't think we can do that on our own because like you said, you can't see what you can't see. You don't know what you don't
Mhm.
know.
Mhm.
And those negative voices get back in your head and stop you. And that's something you referred to a couple of times that like to shift those around, like shifts every perspective, everything in your life.
It does. Yeah.
So so with that, not only was that that was the most challenging, part of your journey in our coaching together, but was there anything that surprised you that you didn't expect that was different from what you thought you'd get out of this program?
Hmm. Probably just the feeling of freedom and having the ability to dream again. And, like, that's something we do as kids. It's so, it's just like normal. But to have that again, it was so crazy that it actually, it came back. And just envisioning what I want my future to look like, and being able to put that down on paper, and just, yeah, that was the craziest thing for me, I think.
And how did that impact you or impact your life then if you were able to start leave your job and able to start dreaming again and experience freedom? Like what's the impact for you?
Just having that sense of freedom, and being comfortable, and knowing that, and feeling that everything is going to be okay, and it's okay to think big, and not be just limiting myself to what I've always known, what I've always done, and that anything is possible.
I love that, that anything is possible and I'm not limited. And if
Right.
anyone's viewing right now and you have any questions, please do post a comment. Maybe congratulating, celebrating Tori. She's amazing. And she has really followed her heart. But maybe there's a question for you. And even if you're watching this on a replay, go ahead and post a question or comment, and we'll take a look at that later because that's the beauty of us being live with you is to be able to support you in your journey if you're watching us. And then speaking of that, so Tori, where has this all taken you? Like we've heard where you're at then, and now here we are 2 years later. You've been through the mindset work, you've left the job, you've started your own career. Tell us a little about like life now. Are you where you want to be? Are you happier? Is it is it a better way for you?
Yeah, I'm definitely happier. I feel like I'm my old self again, able to laugh and enjoy life, and just, you know, be more adventurous than I had been, I again, that old hamster on the wheel thing, just kind of getting stuck in a rut. And I'm not done yet. I mean, I've got things, I definitely want to scale my business. That's kind of the next phase for me. Building a team in the Fox Valley and Green Bay is like next on the agenda. So right now I'm just working on projects myself, but that is my next goal, is to build my team.
Yay. And I've talked about this before. This is so what happens. It takes a little while when people start working with me to really like do some of the healing work, shift the mindset, get into a new way of thinking, get in this more elevated state that makes you happier, and then empowering yourself to say, I can make the change, then making the change, getting clear on life purpose, building the business. And then after that, we go into scaling. So you again keep the freedom in your life. So you're not all
Right.
of a sudden building a business where you don't feel like happy about it. So if anyone's watching, Tori is in the central Wisconsin area, servicing Chicago, Wisconsin. She's a professional organizer. She's amazing. I've also had her come to my house several times, working on my outbuildings, my in buildings, my closets, my pantries, like revamped my daughter's stuff. Like it's kind of hard to even explain how impactful and powerful it is, like the work that Tori does, because when she comes in my house, and takes care of all this, like the toys and the drawers that get busy with having a child, or the pantry that adds up. And it's just, she leaves and it's like organized. It's just this sense of peace and calm. So I can do the work I'm meant to do in the world and not be like, and be in a happier state. I work from home. So many of us work from home. Our home environment needs to be organized, clean, beautiful, and a place that we can be calm and centered to be our best self. So whether you're looking to join her team or whether you need some support in your home, which I think we all do, if you are a busy mom, an entrepreneur, a professional, then you need some support. Like, you don't have to do this alone. So, or if you have a gift at it, Tory's hiring. So I love to share that so we can boost your business. And how would they find you? What is the name of your business?
Feel at home. So yeah, I'm on Facebook. They can find me. I've got a website. I'm on Instagram, but it's Feel at Home by Tory Muck.
She's also had, I'm just writing it in the chat.
Sure.
So Tory has also had several television appearances in the short time that we've been together.
Yeah, I've done 6 episodes on the local Green Bay station here, WBAY TV2. And those are actually posted on my Facebook page where I've talked about different areas in the home and how to organize those. So yeah, take a look at that.
Well, that was another thing. Like, I watched you and had some days like Tory would work completely on her own. And other times we'd work together. So I could say, okay, I want to keep this. I don't want to keep this. This is what I want to happen. And I learned how to organize in a new way. Like, you'd think that you'd know that, but I really didn't. So when I went to my California home, I was able to set things up in a completely different way. And I was like, oh, Tory would be so proud of me. And it was just so great. And Leela, I was passing that on to my daughter. So Leela would organize with me. And really, really powerful to have our lives feel more organized in a new space. And just so everyone knows, Tory does fly to new places. She's done this for work. If you are moving in, moving out, she's like phenomenal with that. So
yes,
so grateful. And then in the work, so you have gone from stressed out corporate, feeling numb in life, unhappy, like you didn't have freedom, to having freedom, being able to dream again, building a business that's supporting your lifestyle, and now continuing to look to scale and hiring people and blossoming. And the universe has opportunities in store for you that you can't plan for, such as these television appearances. And I know you've made partnerships and collaborated with different people, which is amazing. So just the growth can continue on from there, and the expansion. And I know it will, because I know you're amazing. And that's how you are when you get in your purpose. So with that, with my program, the transformation coaching and the magical manifestation mastermind, and the retreats, all of these, is there anyone, would you recommend the program? And if so, who would you recommend it to? What kind of person?
Anyone that is just unsure or feels like they're struggling, that feels like there's something more, but they don't know what that is. Anyone that, needs that extra help or guidance, because even if their program isn't for you, you're there to help them, but I mean, it's a no-brainer. I mean, if you're struggling, it's going to get you to that next phase. So really, I highly recommend it to anyone just that doesn't feel like themselves and needs that extra help.
Yeah. Awesome. And we are here to help. And I love you make my work more meaningful. Watching you find more fulfillment in your life, find the success, create a life that you love. That is my purpose. So thank you for helping me fulfill my purpose and do the work that I love to do, because you're total success. And I know that you're not even close.
Oh no,
to
I'm not done. I'm not done.
Not even close to nearing the growth and the potential that's out there for you. So I love seeing you step into this. Thank you for always trusting me and trusting yourself, trusting that, there's a higher vision out there for you. It takes a lot of trust to get in, to make these changes.
Yeah. Yeah, it absolutely does. And I can't thank you enough for all the help and support you've given me along the way. And yeah, I wouldn't be here, where I'm at without you. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much too. All right. Well, there you've heard it. So viewers, thank you for tuning in. Feel free to be in touch with Tory Muck from Feel at Home Professional Organizing Services. And please be in touch with me as well, transformationterror.com, and set up your breakthrough session, join our next free masterclass, or check out our retreats, live events. So with that, I will tune out and say she is living proof that you can completely transform your life, and there is your purpose, your opportunities are there to be happier, healthier, and wealthier. So that, lots of love, and we'll tune out, say goodbye, peace out.
Thank you. Bye.